Bitcoin charts remain unknown. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. But there's this one weekly indicator I just can't take my eyes off of. And in this video, I want to break it down for you. I want to show you why I think this is the most bullish signal for Bitcoin right now. What's up, everyone? Thanks for coming by Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe on the way in. Let's jump into the video. Everyone, this is a bullish video. Yesterday, I talked about bearish scenario because guess what? Bullish and bearish scenarios and targets can happen at any given time. At the end of the day, be prepared for either or. We know we have the bearish target, $8,900 down here. It's around the 50-week moving average. Very key area for Bitcoin. But let's talk about the bullish scenario and why I tend to lean bullish. Everybody knows I'm long-term bullish, but even in the short term, let's break it down. Here's the weekly. We know we have the swing high 2017 bull market high, lower high last summer, and then this previous potential lower high now. This is it, everybody. This is everything. I've been talking about it a lot, but what's going on in this weekly chart is really important. Now, I did this video. I'm not going to show a clip, but this is from June 24th, 2019, over a year ago. Bitcoin was, almost around $11,000. And I was talking about, let me zoom in a little bit here. You see this RSI. You see this 7980 line, this white line on this RSI. Bitcoin, it's 100% accurate signal. Every time enters this area, and this is going all the way back to like 2017 over here. Every time entered that overbought area, retraced big time. We were approaching that area for a second time last summer. Everybody was very, very bullish. In this video, I talked about basically the large Bitcoin pullback that was coming. Now, I wasn't 100% positive, but this indicator is so reliable that that's what we spoke about. And as you know, if we look at the weekly chart, this was June 2019, right around here or so. Bitcoin, obviously a little bit of gains from that video, but ultimately downtrend because we were in that overbought territory on the weekly. It's such a consistent and important area to watch. Now let me break down the weekly charts for you and show you what's different in this previous move here compared to these previous swing highs back here. Let's do it. So number one, I want to break this down. The 20-week moving average, this green line, and let me expand this chart a little bit. This green line right here, Bitcoin currently testing for around a month or so, seeing support, even a little bit of a separation right now. That line currently is right around 10,200 or so. Important number to remember. Now, what happened coming out of the bull market high back here? Bitcoin very quickly broke that support. You can see this weekly candle just demolished that 20-week moving average. Absolutely no support. Pretty quickly, same thing happened back here, coming out of that last swing high. And both times, as we know, Bitcoin on the weekly RSI, you can see it here, overbought. Again, back here when I was doing that video, June 2019, approaching overbought territory. Now, what is different here is this. Right now, Bitcoin, as it tests this 20-week moving average, Bitcoin is not overbought at all right now. It's already approached this overbought territory, that first indicator right around 70, but never actually even reached the overbought territory that is the historical indicator for truly overbought in this volatile environment of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has been nowhere near really overbought in this current move, and especially now sitting right down here around 56 with a bounce actually off of this yellow line right around 53. That's another historical area because Bitcoin in an uptrend, we talk about this a lot, sees this area as support on this RSI. You can see these bounces in a continued uptrend for Bitcoin. And along those bounces, you can see, if I just move this chart up, that is Bitcoin retracing, and continuing to the upside. And right now, as Bitcoin sees support at the 20-week moving average, Bitcoin recently just saw a bounce off of this area. Again, noting that Bitcoin is not overbought. Now, those two things alone are just completely bullish to me because that's Bitcoin in this swing high diverging, doing something different than these previous swing highs. The first indicator that potentially this will not play out as a lower high. So the other thing just to keep in mind here is this: Bitcoin is post 2020 halving. Now, back here, we were nowhere near the halving yet, right? We were still a while away from Bitcoin halving. Back here, we were, in terms of Bitcoin cycles, pretty much at the top of a bull market. That is, we were overbought. We were at the top of a bull market. We were like in the middle of Bitcoin halvings. This is not the time to be, just short-term, mid-term bullish. But post-halving is the time to be bullish. And you can just see, post-2016 halving, Bitcoin doing a lot of the same things as it's doing right now. Support at the 20-week moving average, bounce off of this RSI line for a continued uptrend. That is a bullish indicator. There's a lot of bullish confluence happening on these charts. I want to interject something here. This isn't a guarantee. This is speculative still, but we're using these indicators to form a guess, right? We're using these indicators to give us data on what might happen next so we can look for confirmations once it truly begins to happen. So we're getting all of these things happening. And the other thing just to note is Bitcoin consolidated before this recent swing high in August. So if you look at this right here, post 2020 halving, you can just see Bitcoin consolidating right here along this area. And that is 100% important because these previous swing highs on this weekly chart, Bitcoin was it just was going crazy for week after week after week, barely any consolidation, maybe a red weekly candle there. Same thing with the bull market. Look at this. And that is why on the weekly chart, you see it just in that overbought territory. We have not been there yet in this move for Bitcoin, namely because we got this consolidation. And also we just survived this March swing low with the pandemic. So Bitcoin on this weekly chart is looking so bullish to me. And until, support begins to fail, we're going to remain bullish because the 20-week moving average right around 10,200 starts to play into our micro analysis. I've been doing videos about this. This is on the 6-hour chart. We had our swing low September 23rd, a week ago, to our current potential short-term swing high. We have retracement room down to right around, you can see this 786 right around 10,300 to the 618 up here around 10,400. We have room for retracement to this area. Remember that weekly 20-week moving average here is right around down here, just below that 10,235 area for Bitcoin. Now that 10,235 is basically the close of this previous swing low. That's kind of the lowest we would want to see Bitcoin go in the short-term chart. And the 20-week moving average is right below that area, right around here. So there's support there, right, in the short term. So that's kind of what we're watching. A bounce off of this Fibonacci retracement back up, or simply a move up from here out of this symmetrical triangle setup would basically lead us to a breakout target that breaks through a very key area, the Fibonacci target. And this is the biggest area on these short midterm charts we're looking at. It is to say Bitcoin has failed to break this area in those previous swing highs, right? So bull market high, Bitcoin came down and it tested this Fibonacci retracement very quickly. You can see that green rectangle. It saw resistance, came back down. Bitcoin last summer, same thing. Saw resistance at that green rectangle right here, came back down. And now we are waiting. And this was my prediction video from, a few weeks ago. Bitcoin will make a run to that area. Will it break is the question. That will be the true confirmation for Bitcoin. Can it break above 11,900? Obviously, we know if we look at the 6-hour chart, we have some resistance ahead of that area. We talk about it all the time. I've done videos on this. We're tracking it. 11,140 or so is the neckline of the head and shoulders all the way back here that we've broken through, right? Here's the neckline right here. There's resistance there. And the 50-day moving average real quick is just above as well, confluent with that area right around 11,000, this blue line. So a lot happening. But again, I go back to this weekly chart. Many indicators showing that Bitcoin has a ton of room for growth, a ton of room for just some bullish explosion to the upside to break this previous swing high from last summer. And that is the first step for Bitcoin to get to that bullish territory. We know the swing high of the bull market to the bear market swing low gives us a Fibonacci retracement to around $16,000 to $13,000. That is a doorway to the bull market, everybody. That's what we're trying to get to. It's day by day, it's step by step. Sometimes it feels like hour by hour, but we track it. Wanted to share these really bullish indicators with you on the weekly. Again, be careful. This isn't financial advice. This is my opinion, and I'm just sharing the data with you. Bitcoin on the weekly, still looking healthy. Let's see what happens next. I will see you all in the next video. I thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit that like button. Have a good day. Have an awesome day. God bless.